Hello and welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings with your host Ram. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I have to start off with the news that Pakistan, who have been starved of international cricket for quite a long time, with no team actually touring Pakistan, finally there was joy and joy to behold for Pakistan as Pakistan saw a huge crowd assemble at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore today, where the first match was played, and it was played between Pakistan and the World 11. And it was Pakistan who were the victors. They, they won the match, the first T20 match, by 20 runs with Babar Azam, the hero, as he made 86. It is known as the Independence Cup. It was a day-night fixture, and finally some international cricket coming Pakistan's way. And as I said, cricket was coming to Pakistan after quite a long time. No other country has ever toured Pakistan after what happened when the Sri Lankan team was, as you would remember, were attacked by the terrorists, as you would know. That was way back, probably in 1998, if my memory serves me right. But let me tell you, but Pakistan today played very, very well, and to defeat the World 11 itself was an achievement. They won the match by 20 runs, so I'll be having a look at that particular match. And also, as you know, Australia are over here in India to play a series of 5 one-day internationals and 3 T20s, and they started their tour with a warm-up match today against the Board Presidents 11, which was comprising of a lot of hopefuls, I would say, and it was the Australians who were the victor. They won the match by 103 runs. It was a one-day international which was played, and it was the Aussies who prevailed over the Board Presidents 11. And also, there is one match which is coming up tomorrow. It's a very crucial match. As you know, for West Indies, every one-day match is going to be crucial because September 30 is the deadline for automatic qualification for the World Cup. West Indies have a Herculean task in front of them. But tomorrow they are going to take on Ireland in a match which is going to be a one-off match, and definitely West Indies team is really strengthened, which I'll be talking about. So they're taking on Ireland. I'll be trying to do a very brief preview on that. So for West Indies it matters a lot, I would say. So let's first start off with the Independence Cup, where we head to Pakistan and talking about the Independence Cup in Lahore. The toss was a good toss to win for the World 11. So Faf du Plessis, the captain of the team, winning the toss and putting the hosts actually into bat. There was a big crowd which had gathered at Lahore at Gaddafi Stadium, and it was no wonder, as I said, Pakistan was seeing international cricket or seeing a touring side come to Pakistan after a gap of probably, I would say, it's a quite a long gap, so probably more than 10 or 15 years that international cricket was played in Pakistan. And talking about this particular match, so Pakistan were inserted, and it was a lot of excitement when we were seeing Fakhar Zaman. As you know, he was a really prolific scorer, and he was a sort of a real a sort of flag bearer for Pakistan in the World Cup. As you know, when they won the World Cup, when they won the World Cup, as you would remember, and Fakhar Zaman, no, sorry, not the World Cup. I'm sorry, it was the Champions Trophy that Pakistan won. My apologies. So Fakhar Zaman. When I was looking at Fakhar Zaman, well, he started off. He got 2 boundaries. One was an inside, the other was creamed through the from the offside. But then Morkel was the one who, as you know, Morkel is such a bowler who can get bounce on any tracks because of his height, and that's what did Fakhar Zaman in, as the ball lifted, and Fakhar Zaman was a goner for 8. So that was the first wicket, 8 of 4 balls, 2 fours. He was gone. Ahmed Shahzad and Babar Azam. Ahmed Shahzad played some nice, pleasing strokes in his stay there when he made 39 of 34 deliveries, 3 fours before Cutting actually picked up his wicket. Babar Azam was there, and Shoaib Malik was giving him company, but Babar Azam was the man who really had this Pakistan score to 197 for 5 by playing a very good knock I mean, it was very impressive. As you know, Babar Azam really gets a lot of time. He's a very talented batsman. And what one saw from him is that he gets a lot of time to actually, he's a good eye player, and he gets a lot of time to actually play the ball. And that's something, a sort of a real, I would say, a real good quality in a batsman. And Babar Azam is one of such batsmen, and he played very well for his 86. He was the one with some very nice, sweet boundaries. Made 86 of 52 deliveries, 10 fours and 2 sixes, becoming a victim of Imran Tahir. Shoaib Malik made 38 of 20 deliveries, 4 fours and 2 sixes. Sarfaraz Ahmed, the captain, was out for 4 to the bowling of Pereira. Wasim was not out on 15 of 4 balls by biffing 2 sixes. And Fahim Ashraf, who made his T20 debut, was not out on naught after facing ball. 197 for 5 was what the Pakistanis put on the board. And considering in a 20-over game, 197 was definitely a very good score. Moin Mortal, 4 overs, 1 for 32. Pereira was very, very costly. Tisra Pereira, 4 overs, was slammed for 51 runs and 2 wickets. Ben Cutting bowled 4 overs, 1 for 38. Imran Tahir did his job, 4 overs, 1 for 34. Elliott bowled 2 overs for 17. And Dan Sami was costly as well. 2 overs, went for 24. So the World 11 were given a target of 198 runs to win the match. They finished 20 runs short. So Ruman Rais, the pace bowler, actually gave them a quick breakthrough by dismissing both the openers. First he had Tamim Iqbal clean bowl for 18 of as many balls with 3 fours, and Hashim Amla, after playing some very, very, I would say, graceful boundaries in his knock of sweet little knock of 26 of 17 deliveries with 1 6, 4 fours and 1 6. He also departed to the bowling of Ruman Rais for 26. Tim Payne, coming one drop, contributed 25 of as many balls, 2 fours and 1 6, falling a victim to Sohail Khan. Duplessis, the captain, contributed 29 of 18, 4 fours and 1 6. Was a victim of the bowling of the leggy Shadab Khan, the youngster. And David Miller was a big wicket for Shadab Khan as he tempted David Miller to go for the big one, and Sarfaraz Ahmed whipped off the bails. He was gone for 9 of 7 deliveries, 1 6. And then Grant Elliott contributed 14 of 8 deliveries, 2 fours. Tisra Pereira was run out for 17 of 11, 3 when he was looking good. And then it was the onus fell on Darren Sammy to take them to victory. He did his bit, but he could go only as far as an unbeaten 29 of 16 deliveries, 1 4 and 3 sixes. Cutting was not out on naught. The game was over, and the World 11 mustered 177 for 7 to give Pakistan a victory by 20 runs in the first T20 of the Independence Cup. So well done, Pakistan. Ahmed Wasim, 4 overs, none for 22, bowled well, I thought. Sohail Khan, 4 overs, 228, also did a good job. Hassan Ali was costly. The Hassan Ali, the hero in the Champions Trophy, was very costly. It was surprising to see is that 4 overs was carved for 44 runs. Ruman Rais gave the breakthrough, but he was costly as well, 2 for 37. Fahim Ashraf on his debut got only 1 over on his debut, and in which he gave away 7 runs. Shadab Khan, 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 33. And as I said, Babar Azam, for a wonderful knock of 86, took the Man of the Match award. But what was good about everything was not the Pakistan victory. It was all about international cricket returning to Pakistan, and that was really, really good to see. There was tight security at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. It was expected, and definitely the match was played in a wonderful manner, and the outcome was the World 11 actually lost the match, and this is a 3-match series, so no, there are going to be 2 more matches coming up. So that is so very glad to see that international cricket finally returned to Pakistan. Now the next match I'm talking about is we are heading towards India, where, as I said, Australia are in India to play a series of 5 one-day internationals and 3 T20s. And Australia, the Australia were taking on the board president's 11, Indian board president's 11. So basically, it comprises of a lot of hopefuls, Indian hopefuls. And let's have a look at the board here. Now Australia batted first, and they amassed a big score. They amassed a score of 347 for 7 of their 50 overs. David Warner contributed 64 of 48. He belted 64 of 48 deliveries, 11 fours. Avesh Khan, the pace bowler who played in the IPL, showed some real pace as he went on to get the wicket of Hilton Cartwright for naught. Steven Smith 55, 68 deliveries, 4 fours, 1 6. Travis Head made 65, 63 balls, 5 fours and 1 6. Glenn Maxwell made 14. MP Stoinis was the one who contributed in a big manner. He contributed 76 of 60 deliveries, 4 fours, 5 sixes. Matthew Wade making 45 of 24, 2 4. So definitely the Australian batsmen really indulging in some real good hitting on a very helpful batting pitch. Faulkner was not on 8. Ashton Agar not on 8. And 347 for 7 was raised by the Aussies. Now the bowling, Sandeep Sharma 6 overs, 1 made and none for 46. Avesh Khan 6 overs, 1 for 40. Kejrolia 5 overs, 1 for 37. Patel 2 for 58. But the man who really held everybody in rapt attention was none other than the right arm offie Washington Sundar. As you know, he made his debut last year in the IPL and he really showed that what he has up his sleeve. And what a bowler. I mean, Washington Sundar definitely kept the Australian batsmen who were in some really very good form in absolute check with some wonderful bowling. Look at the bowling analysis of Washington Sundar, right arm offie. 8 overs, 1 made and 23 runs and 2 wickets. Splendid bowling from Washington Sundar. So that was the most impressive thing that happened in this particular warm-up match, the first match of the Aussie Tour of India. Shah 7 overs, none for 32. Karnewar 6 overs, 1 for 59. Gurkirat Singh 6 overs, none for 44. Now one knew that it's a very big target that the Aussies had put against the Board President's 11 of 348 runs to win. And let's have a look at the Board President's 11 card here. Goswami, the opener, made 43 of 54 balls with 2 fours. Tripathi, who really excelled in the IPL last year, was out for 7 of 13 deliveries with 1 4. Mayank Agarwal made 42 of 47 deliveries, 4 fours. Nitesh Rana, who was another hit in the IPL 2000 in the IPL last year, he made 19 of 23 balls, 3 fours. Gurkirat Singh made 27 of 43, 2 fours, 1 6. Chowdhury 4. Washington Sundar contributed 11 of 13 with 2 fours. Podar not. Karnewar 40 of 28, 2 fours, 4 6. Patel was there till the end, not out in 41 in a vain battle. I would say 41 of 48 deliveries, 5 fours, 1 6. And 244 all out was the final tally. So 244 all out, and it was a big win. So Aussie starting off the Indian tour on the right note here by getting a very good victory against the Board President's 11. Coulter Nile 7 overs, 1 minute for 16 was absolutely on the money. Richardson 6 overs, 2 for 36, Kane Richardson. Travis Head 4 overs, none for 24. Faulkner 7 overs, 1 for 35. Adam Zampa was slammed a bit, but 8 overs, 1 for 59 for him. Stoinis 4 overs, 1 for 13. Ashton Agar was the chief wicket taker, 8.2 overs, 1 made in 44 runs and 4 wickets. And Patrick Cummins bowled 4 overs in which he gave away just 15 runs. So well done the Aussies. Aussies taking the first match. And as I said, it will give them some confidence going into the first one-day international against India after winning this match. Now the focus shifts on to the West Indies. As you know, the West Indies, as you know, we are talking about the automatic qualification for the World Cup. And after the Sri Lankans actually lost against India, where they were whitewashed by India, it really made, I would say, it made things a bit easy for the West Indies here, because they probably had to win all the matches, but now they can afford to win 1 against Ireland and 4 against England. And tomorrow there's a one-off match which is going to be played, just a one-off match between West Indies and Ireland. And West Indies-Ireland, one would remember that Ireland actually upset West Indies in one of the matches in the World Cup, if I'm not wrong. But one knows that everything is different right now. And so what I'm going to do is, since the match is going to be played in Ireland, just doing this brief preview, we will first, and this is going to be played at Belfast tomorrow. And the pitch, well, it looks a good batting pitch, and it also hints at some overcast day. So probably one would probably even see a shortened game. One won't be surprised if one sees a game which is truncated. But let's have a look at the host team, which is Ireland. And for West Indies, This match is very important. They definitely have to win against Ireland to make their chances much better when they play against England, because they do have a Herculean task to perform, where they have to win 4 matches against England in the 5-match series. So that is going to be a bit tough. So they want to ensure that at least they beat Ireland and they give themselves the possibility of a chance to really go big against England. So the Ireland team will be led by William Porterfield, the captain. Paul Stirling, as you know, is a very talented player, but one is definitely looking out for some very substantial contribution from Paul Stirling, who has good experience of playing in the English county as well, and he has been doing a good job both with bat and ball. Ed Joyce needs no introduction. Then Niall O'Brien, Andy Balbini, who has really cemented his place in the Irish team. Kevin O'Brien, the brother of Niall O'Brien, one knows what he's capable of. Gary Wilson, the wicket-keeper. Tim Muttag, the bowling will be in the hands of Tim Muttag. Boyd Rankin, so Boyd Rankin is back. So Boyd Rankin and Tim Muttag will form a very formidable opening pace pair, and then it goes to the spinners. George Dockrell is a very experienced spinner at that, and Jacob Mulder or Peter Chase. So Peter Chase to me would be playing, because Peter Chase has been a bit successful at the ball as well. And as far as the West Indies are concerned, one thing that really interests everybody is that West Indies, in their quest to get the automatic qualification for the World Cup, where the deadline is 30th September, which is the cutoff date, West Indies team, Chris Gayle is back, so that is good news, and I can tell you there's an explosive opening pair for the West Indies at the top of the order in the form of Chris Gayle and Evan Lewis. And Evan Lewis, one knows, on his day he can be devastating. Marlon Samuels coming in as one drop. Shai Hope, who is a sort of a breath of fresh air for West Indies, I would say, because he's a wonderful player and he's a wicket-keeper as well. So Jason Mohammed, another talented bloke from the West Indies. Jason Holder, the captain, who leads the team in a very, very astute manner. Roman Powell, another exciting all-rounder from the West Indies. Ashley Nurse, the spinner who can also bat a bit. Devendra Bishu, the leg spinner. Jerome Taylor, and it will be Casey Williams, who is quite a character on the field, who picks up his diary and starts noting down. Whether he will do it over here against the Ireland, that remains to be seen, but I'm sure it would be great if Casey Williams could once again do that. But because he's quite a character on the field, and definitely he's quite animated, I would say. So so I think that's about it as far as this particular very short preview is concerned. But all eyes will be on the West Indies, because for them, winning there could be only one mantra, and that could be winning each and every ODI they play. Because as I said, September 30 is the deadline, and if they can win one match against Ireland tomorrow and then manage to get 4 victories under the belt in the 5-match ODI series and win the series, then West Indies would have automatically qualified, thus pushing Sri Lanka out of contention, who are still, as you know, Sri Lanka and West Indies are the ones who are vying for that spot now. So it remains to be seen as to which team. It's too early a bit, I suppose, but Sri Lanka will be watching this game against, whenever West Indies plays, they'll be watching it keenly, because the tussle for the automatic qualification for the World Cup 2019 is now between the West Indies and the Sri Lanka. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it was a pleasure talking to you on this daily cricket show. Hope you loved it, and see you tomorrow on my next cricket broadcast. Till such time, it's good night.